Good morning, everybody. I'm Sarah, the Real Simple Mama, and I just had something really cool to show you real quick. So, you know that I have a love for chickens and I have a love for plants, and I try to marry those two as often as possible, even though sometimes these little creeps are insistent on eating my plants. But I wanted to show you, we have some rogue sunflowers that are growing around the yard, either because those are seeds that fell out of the chicken run when I was throwing some seeds. We also do feed our birds. I'm not sure if you can see, there's a feeder in the center of your shot, a big squirrel-proof feeder, and then another one over within those yellow blooms of the Esperanza on your right. But when we get a rogue sunflower that's growing in a place that it shouldn't be, we try to be considerate and let it grow anyway, because it's another flowering plant. Hey, excuse me, I have a circus chicken over here off camera. We've got, it's good for the pollinators, and then my chickens love to eat the sunflower leaves, but I wanted to show you. This is a head of one of the sunflowers that we had been growing. Look at that, it's bigger than my hand. There are actually ways that you can roast sunflowers. You like grill them face down like that. But I wanted to show you, each little piece of that sunflower is a little individual bloom. And then if you look for the black, like here, closest to the camera, those are the sunflower seeds. And so what I've done is I let this flower dry somewhat. And you can see this head got damaged. This flower head got damaged. So it didn't get to finish growing, but it's been drying. And if I was to brush all of these blooms off, there's the sunflower seeds growing underneath. So if you're feeding your chickens sunflower seeds, the black oil sunflower seeds, which you don't have to shell, some little seed-eating wild birds, they have to sit and shell each one, but chickens and ducks can actually eat sunflower seeds whole. So they can eat them with that black shell still on them. But I'm going to put this down. And so if you feed sunflower seeds to your chickens, consider having a little bed or a little zone, maybe either in the chicken run or right outside the chicken run. Let those sunflowers grow occasionally, let them bloom, let them get really big, and then consider either using this for, obviously not this one, but using them for human consumption, or putting it down and let your chickens eat it, because it is great for them. And I think that's just really cool. Instead of just throwing the seeds out of the bag, I actually let the sunflowers grow, right? And they're beautiful. They can grow over 6 feet tall. As you can see, that's one plant right there that's got, at least 8 blooms on it. You can see the larger plant that's a little bit further back. That's the one where this one was growing. But we're going to try to make a little zone here right outside the chicken run where we can let sunflowers grow just kind of wild, and then we can harvest them. And there, you can look up on YouTube, there are ways that humans can grill these and eat these. You just put a whole bunch of either avocado oil or coconut oil, hold on, or olive oil, and you grill it. You can grill it face down, and then you can literally just bite into it. Cool, huh? So let's go give it to the girls. It's nice and shady here this morning. We have our new tarp. We've got some fiesta decorations. Come on, girls. And they've never gotten a sunflower head that big before, but they'll get to sit and eat them. So as you saw, because that flower head got busted, and that's honestly because, look at that, all 8 girls. My girls. Go, girlies. We have wild animals that come and use my back fence as a thoroughfare, and they come through and drink in the night. They drink out of the pond. We don't have any problems with animals trying to get into the chicken run, but I do know that we have possums, raccoons, that kind of thing, and they came through at night, and somebody must have banged into this sunflower because it, like I said, it broke the head off, so it wasn't continuing to grow. But look at them going to town. So those sunflower seeds, the ones that you saw, even the ones that have started developing the black shell on the outside, they weren't fully developed, which just means, it means 2 things. It means that they were a little bit smaller and they weren't fully hardened because they didn't get to finish developing. So that actually could end up being a little advantage for your chickens, because it'll be a little bit easier for them to pull off. But how cool to grow sunflowers. A bag of sunflowers, like a huge, at least 30-pound bag, is like $15. And I will hype up Chewy real quick. It's spelled like this. Chewy is the company that I've used for years for dog food, pet supplies. Anything that Chewy sells, I'll buy from them. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of options for chicken feed. They do have PDZ, they do have pine bedding, they do have like mealworms and stuff. They don't actually have like chicken feed, but if they did, I would buy it from them. They are such an amazing company. They have been so generous and so kind, and I don't get paid to say this, but they sent consolation like flowers and sweet little things when each of my animals has passed away. They're just an amazing company, and I get sunflower seeds delivered from them once every few months from FedEx, and it's just a really great company. Their sunflower seeds are not expensive, but instead of just throwing them to your chickens, knowing that your chickens are going to eat them, throw some maybe in a little area where your chickens can't quite get to, and let those sunflowers sprout. Let me get closer so you can see what the sunflower looks like. So this is just kind of a silly little random video, but I've been meaning for a while to get an area, hey Bluebird, to get a little area where I can let the sunflowers grow kind of wild. I also, oh, there's butts. I also have an area in my butterfly garden out on my driveway. It's a pollinator garden. They're all hardy Texas perennials. It's all right, girlies. Hey, hey, hey. And I let sunflower seeds grow wild there too, because I have wild birds over there that are kind of messy, and they knock some of the seeds off the feeder sometimes. So let's not be so worried about, about like, well, the sunflower is kind of ugly and I don't want them in my garden. But think about, they're beautiful, they're pollinators, so they help the bees and the hummingbirds and the butterflies that you have in your area. But they also can provide food. So it's pretty cool to think about. If you have the patience, sunflowers will grow pretty quickly. They don't need a ton of love. You don't need to fertilize them or anything like that. They're an annual, so they are going to croak. And if the plant looks like the plant is starting to die before the leaves get hard and brittle, if the leaves still feel soft, you can rip out the whole sunflower plant and feed it to your chickens. They will eat all of the blooms and all of the leaves. They won't eat the stem. So as you can see, you'll find those long things right there are stems. So you'll end up with the stem left over. Hey, 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 girls. But it's just another fun way for you to provide some healthy things for your flock.